everybody, this is Dandy again. Welcome to my channel. I'm trying to get a introduction down so that I can use that for all my other videos, so bear with me. At my channel you will find a variety of spiritual topics. I'm hoping that soon I'll also be able to provide guided meditations. I am a high priestess. I am eclectic, so you will find all sorts of different approaches to spirituality as well as magic on my channel, not just one or two or three, but many. You will also find, I love to teach, so the main point of this channel is for me to provide teachings for everyone, and I like to say that I specialize in teaching people who are new. There aren't many, I guess, people out there who realize that the newbies need a teacher too. I mean, we were all newbies. I was a newbie, and I didn't have a teacher for the longest time, and it was very frustrating. So I want to be that person that can be here for you and answer your questions and guide you on your spiritual path. I did a video on soulmates and twin flames not too long ago. I think it was 4 or 5 days ago. I have also done a short little video about, what my channel is about, as well as a video detailing the classes that I teach in person currently. This video is going to be rather short. I wanted to focus on, I guess, my biography. I had a few people bring up a good point that they would love to hear what I know and what I have done and where I have been. So this video will be a little bit about me. Hopefully you will find it enjoyable. I will try not to be dry. So anyway, again, my name is Dandy. I am a high priestess. I've been practicing magic for about 22 years now. I think a lot of us have been practicing longer than we realize. I didn't have a word for it when I was a child, but I started probably as young as 7, if not younger. And I think most of us have. So I started cleansing houses and doing professional readings about 3 years ago. It took me a while to really feel comfortable doing it for people I didn't know. I started off doing it for friends and family, like so many of us do. I still more so do it for friends and family, but every now and then I'll attend a psychic fair. I have been formally teaching for 3 years. I have been, unofficially teaching longer than that, but officially I have been teaching out of Mystic Moon of Norfolk for 3 years. I really enjoy it. There was a time where I was teaching a lot more than I'm teaching right now. However, I am a student. I'm slowly working toward my doctorate in psychology and considering going to school for paramedic training. I originally wanted to be a doctor, but with medical school costs and having small children, I'm just not sure how that's going to turn out. So anyway, with being a student, I've had to cut back a little bit on how much I teach. I have been a high priestess for almost 7 years now, and I'm going to go a little bit into that in this video, but in the beginning, I wasn't even able to use the title. I was nervous, I was shy, I didn't quite have my confidence level where it needed to be in the beginning. This is why when I teach high priestess training, I really stress personal growth and I guess things that we need to work on within ourselves, because if we're not solid, we can't more effectively lead others. So I had a rocky start. I have also been a wedding officiant for about two and a half years now. I was really happy that the day I was approved to officiate weddings in the state of Virginia was the day that same-sex marriage became legal throughout the country. I was so happy. That was a pretty exciting moment in my life, and I'm very happy that I can help people who love each other get married, no matter who they are, because it's not just same-sex marriage or, whatnot. It's marriage. It's love, and that means everything to me. So anyway, that's another thing that I do. So my education, this is something I wanted to bring up because, as a new person, when I was new, a lot of people told me, you have to have a teacher, you have to join a coven, you have to do this, you have to do that. There were a lot of you have to's and not much help there. I grew up and lived somewhere where there wasn't a lot of people out of the broom closet. Um, there weren't a lot of groups, and the ones that I did try to go to, I just didn't feel were a good fit for me. And that's vital. If you want to join a group, you have to fit well with them, and they have to fit well with you. That's just how it works. So unfortunately, I didn't really have any good mentors in the beginning. This led me to read my butt off. And I read and I read and I read every book I could get my hands on, from magic to meditation to yoga to Taoism to paganism to Wicca. I mean, I read books on anything I could get my hands on, even if it seemed a little out there, I guess. I wanted to read it, and I wanted to let my spirit guide me and let me know if that was the direction I needed to go. So I did take a handful of classes and workshops. However, much of my training has been on my own. And this is something that I wanted to talk about because, I mean, you may have had this experience where people have told you there's no way you can learn or become a high priestess if you don't have an in-person class or an in-person teacher. It may be more difficult, especially if you lack discipline. However, it is not impossible, because that is the path I took. I do have mentors in real life. I do. I have elders in the community who have helped me, who have guided me, who have been there to answer questions and even give me wake-up calls. One of my most beloved mentors was the one that made me realize I was a high priestess, and had been for years before I even realized it. So, you know, she was awesome. When she came into my life, a lot of things changed for the better. But you don't have to just go in person or learn from a coven. There are other options. You can learn on your own. There are some drawbacks to it. So you do have to make sure that the sources that you are reading and going to for help are credible, that they are, you know, not teaching you things that are not true, that they are current. You know, if you're learning something, you know, especially where I come from in the psychology field, you really don't want to read research that's more than a few years old, especially if it's like more than 5, more than 10. I mean, you don't know if that's accurate anymore. It may have used to been, but it might not be anymore. So make sure that the sources that you are referring to are accurate. They're credible. They're written by people who know their stuff, and that it is current. Try to seek out elders or mentors who know their stuff too. You don't necessarily have to train right under their wing, but it helps to have someone who knows their stuff and who can help you on your journey. Every now and then, even now, I might hit a point where I'm not sure how to approach a situation, or I'm not really sure what to do, and it helps to be able to go to my mentors and say, hey, this is what's going on. This is what I have done. This is what I have brainstormed, but I am lost. Can you please guide me? So please, no matter what you do, make sure you have at least one very good mentor. Please also remember that not everyone is ethical. So unfortunately, you may find people who will lead you down a path that you hopefully don't want to go down, and that you can cut those ties. There are people out there who they teach things that are not of love, and they're not of making this world a better place, but to serve themselves, and not in a way that is good to others. So please be very wary of that, and know that you always have the choice to walk away. You always do. Even when things become scary or difficult, you ultimately have that choice to say, I'm not going to stand for this. So please always keep that in mind. I'm sure a lot of us have gone to college or are going to go to college, and I'm hoping that this analogy might help when it comes to your education with your spiritual path, or if you do magic. You know, some of us have taken online classes, some have taken ground classes, and some of us have taken a variety or mix of both. You know, you might have a friend who just absolutely adores online classes, and you can't stand them. And I think from my experience and from friends of mine's experience, I think a big part of it is discipline. If you are not very self-disciplined or self-driven or self-motivated, it becomes very, very, very hard to stay with online classes. So the parallel here is it might be very difficult for you to learn without a mentor right underneath someone who can create a training schedule for you and lead you down this training schedule. However, if you're like me, ground classes bore the crap out of you and you find yourself slacking off. But as soon as you're in front of an online class, you're able to get half your assignments done like that. I enjoy challenge, and I enjoy allowing myself to lead. I don't necessarily enjoy having a teacher tell me exactly how every day is going to go. If I can move ahead, I'm going to move ahead. So, if you struggle with discipline and you just can't seem to motivate yourself, you're not very organized, you really should seek out a teacher who can train you in person. However, if you are deeply motivated, you can stay on task, you are self-driven and self-motivated, and you are, I keep saying the word organized, but seriously, if you are organized, it will help you to learn on your own. I had created a training schedule for myself, and I held myself to that training schedule. So, I would say that there might even be some training schedules out there that you could find, and if not, maybe I should type something up. But so that's my little thing about doing education on your own versus under someone. Please don't feel like you can't meet your goals doing it on your own. You can. You just have to work your butt off, and you have to be really willing to put in the work. So, another thing that really helped me in my journey, it wasn't just the learning, reading books and reading websites and thinking on everything I had read, but it was also the great amount of time that I spent meditating and spent communing with the divine and with the universe around me, as well as my own spirit. Our spirit is our direct tie to the universe. It is divine. And too often in this society, we forget to sit down and take some time to listen and to see what is in there. Things get so chaotic outside of us, and our ego itself is super chaotic, but when we draw into our spirit, that is where we will find calm, and we will find tranquility and peace, and that we will find answers. So I spent a ton of time doing that, and every day I still do that. I meditate and pray every day of my life, whether it's 10 minutes to several hours. I spend a lot of time doing that every day. And this cultivation of spirit really helped me to cultivate my own training and education and to really ready myself to lead others. So I think that might be all I wanted to talk about today, but if you guys have any questions, as always, please post them. If you have any more suggestions for future videos, please post them. I really want to be here to help you guys, and knowing what you want to see and what you want to learn will help me help you. So yeah, I think that might be it. Anyway, it was really good talking with you guys, and I hope to see you soon. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that it's helpful. If it was, please feel free to share with your friends, like it, comment, and please subscribe so that you don't miss out on any other posts of mine. Thank you very much, guys. Bright blessings. I love you.